I'm not
Well,
sick, but like I've had this stupid runny, I don't know, just under the weather. I don't know what it is, man.
oh,
Who
I've been
knows?
messed up for a couple since the floors
Yeah, like,
because we didn't realize that they had to level the floors because, of course,
mm,
shoddy work being done. So that
mm,
kicked up a whole bunch of dust, and I was like, because like
that's
we
not good
didn't
for
have
you.
everything draped, and then yeah, that part too, and then there was a fire going on too. So we had like opened up the doors and did like our whole house fan to try to get the
Oh,
shit out. But I was like, oh my God. And so I've been like
mm.
heavily medicated on allergy meds and Sudafed.
Are you coherent?
Coherent. Well, that's the okay. So here's the terrible thing, right? Is that my body's so used to those medications because I need them on a semi-normal basis.
Mm, mm.
So it's kind of like, okay, cool. Like, most people are like, oh, Sudafed has me cracked out. No,
Oh, okay. It
that's
would
like
have me
that's
cracked
like
up.
my baseline. That's my baseline.
I like your hair today. It looks so
Thank you.
pretty.
I did it
You
just
look,
for you. I
I
mean,
know, you look
kind of, but not really.
so, I love it. I think it looks so nice.
It's to hide the sweat and
Yeah.
also that I forgot to wash my hair last night because I was so wrapped up in trying to
Mhm.
transport my new phone
Oh, I know,
that I
right?
was like on autopilot. I was like, oh, it's 8:30. I got to go take a shower. I'll just set it down. And then I was like, okay. And then I got out and I was like, motherfucker, I was supposed to wash my hair.
You're so excited about your phone that you forgot.
I wasn't excited. I'm not excited. I'm never excited for a new phone. But, AT&T is
I
offering,
am because the photos
no,
are so much better. Photos, videos are like the difference is actually quite
I
considerable.
mean, yes, of course, the tech upgrade is amazing because I went from a
Yes.
Samsung 22 to the 26 Ultra. So that's what I'm like
Yeah.
four phones
Four
behind.
or five.
But
Yeah.
it's this is the part. I've been without a phone since 6 o'clock last night. No, technically 5 o'clock because that's when we went to the store. And they immediately like shut my stuff off and
Yeah.
transferred it to the new phone. So like I'm waiting to get home to do everything. And they're like, yeah, it'll take an hour. Okay, so I started the transfer at 7 o'clock last night, and it's still transferring. And we are now at 8:41 Pacific Standard Time.
That's why you need to be an Apple user because for us it's minutes. Like it's no time at all.
Well, because I think because I have like we have a Samsung Cloud, I have the Google Cloud or whatever, so it's all transporting. But stupid me was like, I think I told you on the phone this morning, like I wanted everything that was like on the hard phone transferred over
Right.
to. Just
Yeah.
because I have some like preloaded, like I have our preloaded clips that are going to go out for this week
Yeah.
already on there. And so I was like, well, just fuck it. I didn't realize it was that much. There's like 11,000 like images and videos
Oh
switching
yeah.
over.
I have
And I
like
was like,
40
oh,
I have 40,000. Like I need to go. That's a project I need to do. So do you feel like you're missing a limb?
not okay. Yes, but no. Yes, but no. Yes, because like when I was having like when I needed to talk to you this morning, I
Yeah.
couldn't talk to you. I was able to just get the WhatsApp pop up going in our group thread to get a hold of you to tell you
Yeah.
to call me on my daughter's phone. So in that
Right,
sense, for
right.
like business and work, yes. Personally, no. I don't really care. But this is
Oh
kind of when I
God.
check out of socials anyway, so it's
Yeah.
not that huge of a deal for me. But it was
Yeah.
the whole like, oh my gosh, the semi anxiety and panic was setting in because I was like, I'm having a phone, like I don't have a phone to get a hold of you to tell you I need to talk to you
Yeah.
about our tech issues from other things, so we could have that like get ahead of it right now. And I
Figure
was
it
like,
out. Yeah.
why am I tripping? I've got two other human beings in this house with a phone. But then I was like, I don't know your
That's
phone
why I was
number
like,
by heart.
I
But
know,
then
but
I was
that's
like,
why I WhatsApped you.
okay.
I'm like, oh, hey, like, can I call on Sir Charles? Or, I didn't even think about you. Didn't realize your daughter had a phone. So,
Well,
or I'm
now
like,
you
do you
have
have a
her phone.
landline? I'm like,
I
do
know
you have
you
a
did.
landline? I know.
You did. You said no to answer your phone. I don't. I don't. But I was like, okay, fuck it. So I was able to quickly tell you that. And then I went back on the treadmill, started my cardio session, and then went back to check. And I was like, okay, you know what? Wait. And I was like, yeah, give me your phone. What's your phone number? She was like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't know either.
She doesn't know her own phone number. That's hilarious. I
No,
know.
she
I
doesn't.
know.
But
Do you
she
know
knows how to
that?
check it. Like she knows how to
Yeah.
find it, which is, I mean, okay, that's great. But I'm like, I as the mom, I should know her cell phone number.
Yes, you should. Isn't it wild though? Like I still have all of my aunts and uncles. My parents still have the same phone number. Like I have all of their landlines memorized. I still
Oh,
remember them.
wow.
Like I can pick up the phone and call. It's like crazy. And my aunt, like, they don't even have that number anymore, and I still remember it. But it's yeah, it's wild to me that back in the day, like we just I don't know, we just memorized phone numbers, right? And now
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I
there's
have,
no
like, my
need to.
husband's cell phone number memorized, I have my parents',
Yeah.
just for whatever reason, I just don't have the kids on lock yet, but
Yeah,
I
we don't because
maybe
we don't
because
need
I've
to.
never had to actually dial it, where, like, other
Exactly.
numbers I've had to dial them in the past, so, like, it's now, like, muscle
Yes.
memory in my finger,
Yeah, yeah.
so, yeah, I've
We're
got it
talking the
that
round. Ooh, remember
well, I actually never
the
had to deal with the
you
round,
didn't
like, the
have to?
actual push
Oh.
button, yeah, no.
Oh, okay,
But,
we
like,
did. We did.
sometimes I call from my office landline to, like, my husband or, like, my
The
mom, so, like, I
rotary.
know
Yeah.
it. Yeah, the rotary.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the rotary.
Rotary
Yes,
phone.
the
Yes.
rotary.
I know. Oh my God. Totally dating ourselves.
Wait for it to
Yeah.
reset. Wait for it to reset. You're like, "Damn it, this is taking too long." Or do you remember that
I,
me and my husband would reminisce about pagers? Do you remember pagers? Did you
oh
have
my
one?
God. Yes, I had one. Oh my
And we
God.
knew all the
Yes.
codes?
Yes.
Or we'd have to,
Yes.
like, text with, like, a payphone or something, and, like, to tell them to, like, get a
Yes. Hey, call me. Oh my gosh. Remember? And remember writing things like
one four
boob
three eight two three, or yeah, or boo.
or boob or like
Boo.
with number.
Oh my god, yes. I don't remember all of them, but
Pagers,
that's what I'm
and then
saying.
like putting them on your jeans or your pants, and you just felt so
Yes.
cool, and like they're so
Oh,
cute. Like
yeah.
by early 2000s, to yeah, like they came.
Yeah,
Well,
they
it
had the
was
cute colors
99
and then the cute
2000. Yeah,
cases. Uh-huh, yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Absolutely. Yes,
I
like, "Oh,
know,
I'm
but
getting
that didn't
paged. Hold
last
on."
long, and I know. Bzz.
I'm so important right now. I'm in class, but I'm getting paged.
Oh, and then the cell phones, and those were just like, oh my gosh. Anyways, okay, we can like stop talking about that because
I mean, it's kind of relevant to, like, what happened in my house the other
yeah,
night, like, my daughter drawing the Stussy S, proclaiming it the special S, and I was like, "Chick,
yeah. What? Okay,
that is
sorry.
old news."
Stussy S.
Oh, it must be an American thing. So
Yeah.
you,
What's this?
so Stussy was a brand back in the day, like a clothing brand, and so they
Oh,
had this like S where it was like pointed at the top, and then like comes in, comes down, and then point like
yeah, like a
triangled at the
Superman.
bottom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
So
what I thought it was.
we
Okay.
referred to it as the Stussy S because that was the brand. And we were the kids that would take paper bags, cut them up, wrap our textbooks in them and then draw all over our
Oh,
textbooks and then it would be
yes.
full of Stussy S's. So when
Yes,
my
yes.
sister was like, or my sister, my daughter was like, I drew the special S. And I looked up at her and I was like,
Girl.
the fuck is a special S? And she was like, look. And I was like, babe, that's a Stussy S. She was like,
Stussy.
no, you don't know what you're talking about. It's a special S. And then I was like, give me the pen. And I drew it. And she was like,
Uh,
and I
I
said, I told you this
know.
is old news, baby. And she was like, it's still a special S. And I was like, if it's special to you,
Uh,
then sure. But I just want you
sure.
to understand that this is recycled. Just like your style that you're wearing right now is recycled. Okay. And she was like,
Okay, recycled style. I
but
love
it is
that.
because right now
It
she's
is.
in like she wants like. Do you remember when like that cholo look was in, where it was like the jorts, the baggy jorts with the
Yeah.
cute little like tight
Top.
tops,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then like the calf socks and like the Adidas? That's
Yeah.
her style right now.
Yeah.
Because like she was
Yeah.
asking me to shop for her, and I was like, she like puts the cart together for me, and then she just texts it to me, and
Um, so
able to
that's
open it and. But
yeah,
then I was like looking at it and I started cracking up. And my husband was like, what? I was like, check this shit out.
I
He's like, what?
know.
And I was like, look at this. I
It
was like,
all
this is
comes
the style
back.
we're going for right now.
It
But
all
it's
comes
actually cute on
back.
her. She's got that cute little
Yeah.
body, so she can rock
Ye-
any style.
That's hilarious. Love
But
it.
I'm like,
Okay. I know. I
oh,
know.
work,
I
time to
know. Well,
work.
I have boys, so I mean, they don't care what I get, which I love because right now they don't. I just give them whatever, or they have sweat. Like I only get 5 sweatpants, 5 shirts, 5 sweater, not 5 sweaters, but t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweaters, and shorts, and they just recycle through that each week, mix and
Well,
match.
that's how it used
That's
to be
it.
for me
Yeah,
until
but
my
girls are
daughter
different.
hit like fifth grade. That's when she started wanting to like
Yeah,
kind of develop her own style. And I'm like, okay, that's fine
and
as
I'm
long as
sure
it's
they will.
appropriate.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will. But I mean, boys, it's just really shoes or I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy. Whereas girls, it's like it's a lot. We know. We go shopping. We know what it's like for
The
us.
accessories and the
Oh my god.
skincare and the clothes.
Yes, the hair
The Easter
stuff.
Bunny came and gave them skincare
Oh,
Or
yeah, Easter today. Yes,
Happy
yes.
Easter.
Happy Easter. Yes, we did, just did a quick Easter egg hunt, and that was it, and yeah, nothing. Well, we don't celebrate Easter, but we do the what would you
Keeping up with
call
the
it?
Joneses part.
Consumerism,
I'm on the
type
yeah, the
of.
keeping up with the Joneses part.
Oh, I don't even do that. I literally like it's so basic. I don't go fancy. There's no nothing. Like for any events, really, any holidays, I can't be bothered, man. I gotta spend time on me.
Y'all listen, boys. Okay, so this is what's happening. You got to make it about 15 minutes quick because then I got to eat breakfast and then I have to record and then I have a training session.
Mhm. Pretty much. Exactly. And speaking of, let's get to it. So,
Okay, so
intro.
all right, you guys. Well, welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Cycle, redefining weight loss, health, and mom life. And today we are going to be talking about front loading. And front loading doesn't have to be specific. Front loading is overall what can you use it for, hack towards, to help you hit those goals.
Yeah. So I had a question from someone and they DM'd me and they're like, oh, can you kind of, direct me to anything that you might have, podcasts or, anything that might help me with front loading and understand it. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let me look. And then I'm like, ooh, like, I
I
don't
mean,
think
we
so.
touch on it a little
we,
bit, but we don't ever really like have anything dedicated to it. We talk about it a
yeah.
lot in our stories. We talk a lot about it on our
Or,
Instagram, but I don't think it's anything that's dedicated, which maybe because we thought that it's something that's such a minor thing or like an
co-
obvious thing, but maybe it's obvious for you and I, but not
yeah.
to the general population. And that's, I mean, I
Yeah.
love that you got that question.
Yeah, we touch on it like in our lots of episodes, but just briefly, right? And so we
Mhm,
want to get into it today because it is one of the quote unquote like hacks. It really
mhm.
is. But it's really just a tool, like and it's also I'd say a skill too because you do have to develop that, right? Like um
That
so
self-awareness, knowing that,
yeah.
like, you don't want to be chasing your tail at the end of the week, so you know that it's probably in your well, I mean, I'll speak for myself, that's me, like,
No, for
you
sure.
know it's
Yeah.
in your best benefit to, like, front load what you can at the beginning of the week or whenever it is, so that way, come the end of the week, you're like, "Okay,
Yeah,
I'm ahead of the
yeah.
game, I did it all, I'm good."
So front loading essentially is basically what you just described. It's getting in either your exercise or your workouts, your steps, your protein, your fiber, and your water intake. I'd say those are the five, like, key things that we
Pillar
focus on.
ones.
Right. Yeah. The
Yeah.
pillars. We focus on those. And so they can be front loading essentially means doing it early enough, whether it's daily, weekly, earlier in the week. And so that, like Carmi said, you aren't chasing your tail. You aren't spending all that energy, bandwidth. Like, gosh, we already have enough to worry about and think about. And
Mhm,
that running laundry list of things to do, including the laundry, always.
mhm,
And so if we can focus on getting a good chunk of those things done earlier in the day, preferably in the morning, but that's not always going to be the case for you, depending on the season of life you're in. It wasn't necessarily for me when my kids were younger, but it definitely is now. Like I can do that for the most part. And so you get in whatever one of those five things, whatever you can, early and get them done. And that way you're good and you're not like thinking about it and you're not just I don't know. I hate it when it's in my head like I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it.
yeah.
I just, you know.
Because it feels daunting. It feels
Yeah,
absolutely
and
daunting.
yeah, and maybe we can go through some of them. Like for example, let's start with protein. Like protein is difficult for many women. We'll just say women, and we know with our clients because Carmi and I speak a lot, so I can speak for her as well. That many women are barely getting 50, 60 grams of protein a day, barely.
Scolded my
Like,
mom yesterday. I scolded her
well, there you
yesterday
go.
because I mean, because you know what? She's a cancer survivor. She's
Yeah.
on chemo pills. It's that will affect her bone density. It already is.
Yep.
And in conversation yesterday had said something. I don't even know how we got on the topic of it. She was like, "Oh yeah, um." I don't really have an appetite. Like I drink my coffee and then I don't really eat anything. And I was like, Mom, that's
Mhm.
horrible. And I'm like,
Mhm.
not just from even like a nutritional like need standpoint, but also like she's like, oh, I just have like a coffee with some milk in it, and then I'm good for a while, and then I'll have like a muffin or something. And I'm like, where's your protein? She's like, oh, I
Mhm.
have like an egg or two. And I'm like, Mother, I'm like, you're, and I listed the, I said,
Sucks.
you're a cancer survivor who's on medication that decreases your bone density. Now you're on medication for your bone density, and now you're on a protocol where they have to watch your bone density. You need
Mhm.
your protein. I said, your protein is not even for like anything else other than you protecting your bones and your muscle support right now at this point. I said, do you really want to be a frail old lady? And she's like,
Mm.
well, how much protein is in 2 eggs? I'm like, 12 grams. And she was like, oh shit. She said it just like that because she didn't realize.
Mm.
I said, Mom, I said, I understand you don't eat a lot. You're not a very big lady. You're not, you're not very active
Mhm.
for the most part. Like I said, if you can try to get 80 grams on a
Mm.
daily basis,
Perfect.
that would be
Perfect.
wonderful. I
Yeah.
said, I would love to hear you say that you get 100. I said, but that's, I mean, considering how much you're not eating right now, I would love to see you hit 80. She was like, okay. I'm like, you love cottage cheese? Throw some cottage cheese in there. I said, or breakfast sausages. I was like, Mom, you can't just have 2 eggs and think that that's enough protein for the whole entire day. And she was like,
Yeah.
oh, but I have milk. Okay, but your milk is probably 10, 15, 12 grams of protein. So
Yeah.
now you're at 24, mommy.
Yeah, and we should be
Uh,
yeah, yeah, we should be aiming for 25, 30 grams per meal, right? Including that's not just protein, but including fiber too. Like I listen, I fiber is the same thing. I mean, that's even more like underrated, I think, and we need to focus on more so, or equally. And we're not getting enough fiber. And I know for me, so for example, the breakfast I have every day, and we're going to, kind of go back and forth here, but I have the same meal, repeat meal every day. There's a reason for it, not just because it prevents decision fatigue, not just because it's easy to track, but also because I know I'm getting like more than half my daily fiber when I'm in maintenance, half my daily fiber, and I'm getting like 40 to 50 grams of protein in my
because you know it's
breakfast.
hitting your macros and your micros.
Yes, exactly. And like, how do I do that? We want to get fiber from multiple sources. We don't want to just focus on like one thing. And, like someone will get like a high fiber wrap and say, okay, they're good for fiber. They got 17 grams. Like, no, we want to aim to get it from multiple different foods. And so my pancake, it has ground chia seeds, fiber, right? A cup of blueberries. Actually, in maintenance, it's more. I have more blueberries, fiber. The Kodiak cakes I have, there's fiber in that as well. And then I put in obviously egg and egg whites. Again, when I'm in maintenance, when it's fat loss, all those things kind of either like some things like chia seeds are off the table or
Yeah,
the egg is
because
off
of
the
the fat.
table,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, or calories. And so there you go. Like I'm at 14, 15 grams of fiber and 40, 50 grams of protein. I'm like more than halfway there already. And we just had breakfast, not to mention that it keeps me full and satiated for hours, right? And so that's what I would suggest. Like, if you're looking at wanting to front load your meals with, or your meal with your breakfast with protein and fiber, like, look at what you're eating. And if you feel like it's not enough, what can you incorporate more to increase those numbers for protein and fiber? Because I didn't put chia seeds in before, but I'm like, no, I want more fiber. So how can I do that without, adding other things? Cool,
Yep.
I can do that. Right. So that's kind of that's how I deal with my breakfast, and then lunch and dinner usually, because we're always aiming for 25 to 30 grams of protein anyways, if not more. And fiber fits in there as well. Like I'm being intentional and conscious about like always having a high fiber wrap now for lunch, or high fiber bread with avocado. Like yes, I love avocado, but I also include it for the healthy fats and because of the
Yeah.
fiber as well. And it's just so good for you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you want to add to that?
Well, part of the issue about people not hitting their fiber, women not hitting their fiber, is because there's still that
Carbs?
negative connotation about carbs. Exactly.
Mm.
You already knew what I was trying to get at.
Mhm. Mhm.
Where, for me, I get my fiber in like very simply without having to think about it because again, I'm getting my food from a lot of single ingredient whole foods. So like
Yes.
my
Yes.
breakfast, so my weekend breakfast, I switch up. So my weekend breakfast is my oatmeal with some granola and berries and then I have extra berries on the side. So, because right now it's summertime here and the berries are
Mhm.
amazing. So, eating like almost 300 grams of berries on a
Oh,
daily
good.
basis just alone.
Yeah.
And then when on my weekdays, because I don't particularly like to have oatmeal during the week, just because I have my bread
Mhm.
for my pre workout. So, what I do is with my egg whites, depending on like where I'm landing for the day and like my meat choices for the day, I'll do eggs and egg whites or just eggs, but then I add vegetables to it. Again,
Mhm.
those are my
Yes.
fibers.
Yes.
And it's a ton. Like honestly, one of the hacks that I've started to use, um, if I'm not chopping veggies, like sometimes I'll chop up the veggies then Friday
Mhm.
before the week. But also I found these sheet pan packs at Costco that have a whole
Yeah.
bunch of veggies in it. And now
Yeah.
I'm just tossing that in the pan, sauteing it with just a little bit
Yeah.
of oil and then adding my eggs to it. So boom, again, there's the fiber. So I think that if you start to learn the nuance of how you can hack things in a way that help you, where it doesn't feel tedious and it doesn't feel laborious, I think that's
Yes.
where a lot of people are getting hung up on. It doesn't have to be this crazy thing. It's just figuring out like where your fiber can come from. And again, it's plants, you guys. Don't be afraid of the plants.
Plants.
Adding plants to your meals is like the most superior way to get your fiber in.
Yeah, I mean, outside of okay, I know we think I'm just gonna give a caveat here, salads. Like we think that we get a lot of fiber from salads, but we don't. But
Depends on what you're putting in the
what in
salad.
your yeah, it depends on what you're putting in it. So if it's just like iceberg lettuce, romaine lettuce,
Oh,
then no,
no.
tomatoes, cucumbers, then no, like there's not a lot of fiber. But what there is a lot of micronutrients.
Hmm.
So either way you look at it, like salads are good for you. If you like them, eat them. I'm incorporating them right now in my aggressive calorie deficit.
Was that hard for
But,
you? Because that's like
but
my nightly dinner almost.
yeah, yeah, because I talked about it last week. I don't like salads. I never have, but I found ways to it's not something I'll eat forever for sure, but like
Mhm.
can I do it temporarily? Yes. Like and it's not that I'm grossed out about it anymore. Like I have found a way that works for me. So it's chopping up. So I just get like that package of mixed greens from Costco. So it has
Yeah.
spinach, whatever else it has in it. And then I literally just chop it up really fine. And so a big portion of it, like this big, becomes like this small. And then
Mhm.
I'll throw in like, cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever I have on hand. And
I like to
so,
put beans in mine to help with the fiber,
yeah, 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 that's a good
like
idea.
either
So
kidney beans, black beans, garbanzo beans, stuff like that. That's
that's
how I get my fiber in
exactly
with my
there you go.
my salad.
That's such a great tip. And again, because I'm in this aggressive deficit, I have to be really kind of strategic about what I'm including,
Mindful.
right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
very mindful.
Like you can't put your crispy onions. I put crispy onions in my salad too.
So if I'm in maintenance, like my sister makes fabulous salads, and so whenever I'm with her, she's here, whatever, she makes amazing salads because it's like she has that salad mix. So there's a little bit of cranberries, a little bit of seeds.
Mhm.
She adds
She's hitting all the different
avocado.
flavor
She
profiles.
Yes,
Yeah.
crunch and like all the sensations. So cool. Yes, I can do that, right? In fat loss, you got to pare down a bit. It's a
Yeah.
little bit different
Yes.
depending on where you're at. So
Yeah.
there's that part of it. But add salt and pepper, people. That is my hack. Add salt and pepper. It makes your salad like it just hits on a different level. The other thing is, I want to go back to your sheet pan veggies idea. Yeah, that's another thing that I do as well. Like I just get you can get those pre-roasted veggies like cut up in the freezer section that are already seasoned. All you have to do is throwing them in the frying pan. I just put my lid on top so that they cook within their own moisture.
Mhm.
And then I take it off at the end and they get that little charry kind of, I don't
Okay.
know,
Yeah,
to
I know
it,
what you mean.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just make them in a frying pan because I'm usually just making them for myself, right? Not my kids.
Mhm.
But perfect. Like that, yeah, that's an excellent way to get in your fiber and your vegetables. But with salad, it's like you're getting a lot more volume for way less calories, right?
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
it's a
As
cool
long as you're not dousing it in a whole bunch of
dressing.
dressing.
Yes. Yes. And use the Bolthouse Farms dressings. Those are all Greek
Okay.
yogurt. You don't like it? Okay, I don't mind. They're Greek yogurt based. It's like 50
No.
calories for two, low carb, things like that if
So
you're looking at
my
your
hack
macros.
actually is I
What is it?
found
Yeah.
some like light dressings that are like actual
Right.
dressings, because I for whatever reason that tang aftertaste on the
Okay.
boat house I can't get on board with. So
Okay.
actually, what we've been doing is we've been getting coleslaw mix with either the mixed greens or
Yeah.
romaine, mixing that all together into the bowl for the
Yep.
volume part, and then we put our toppings, whatever it is for the day, and then our protein, and then we use either like the Ken's Lighthouse or the Ken's Light Honey Mustard, or the Wishbone has
Mm.
a light thousand.
I actually like
and
Thousand Island dressing.
and so well, I don't know about Canada, but here we have
Yeah.
Wishbone has a light one. So 30
We don't
grams
get it.
is perfect in that sweet spot for like whatever our macros are for our fat loss phase. And then we get salsa, like a homemade
Oh,
salsa from
right.
the grocery store, and we add that in there. So it's almost now becomes like a spicy Thousand Island
Ooh,
sauce. And so it's really
nice.
nice, and it helps coat, it helps like kind of thin out the dressing to coat everything really nicely.
Ooh.
It, I
Oh my
discovered that like
gosh.
maybe last week or the week before, and I was like, my husband was like, "What?" Like I was doing this, like the nodding and the
Yeah.
shaking. He was like,
Oh,
"What?" And I was
the
like, "I added salsa to this." He's like, "You did? How come you didn't add it to mine?" I was like, "Well, because I didn't want to like give you a spice bomb right
yeah.
before bed, because sometimes he has like indigestion."
Yes. Yeah.
And he was like, "No, throw some of that on my salad." And he was like, "Oh, it's pretty good." So
Oh,
yeah, like
but see,
that's the.
again, you guys are so lucky. Like we don't have any, like we barely have any of those products. You guys have
So do I
so
have to
much
smuggle
stuff
you
out there.
some?
I think so. The honey mustard and the Thousand Island. Yes. Well,
Okay.
I can bring it back in my
In your
suitcase.
carry on.
So
Or I mean, not your carry on. Yeah, your
no,
suitcase.
my yeah. Oh my God, bring
Yeah,
me one
okay.
of each.
Okay. I got you.
Oh my gosh,
Because
I'm so
Sir
excited.
Charles wants to get you that olive oil mayo too. But I was
For
like,
my
let me ask her
fries.
first. I was like, because I'm concerned about like squeeze bottles. Like, is that going to be concerned with the air pressure change on an airplane? No.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. So, so the light honey mustard, the light Thousand Island, got you. I'm on it for you.
I'm good. Don't worry about the mayo. We're good on the mayo. I don't need any 10 grams of fat per tablespoon mayo.
Right?
I'm
That's what I
good.
told him, because he like we were at the store and he picked it up, and I was like,
Oh,
"Wait, you can't have that right now." Well, for him, he's like, "I want to try it." I was like, "You can't have
yeah.
that right now." I was like, "It's like a garlic flavored one." And
Oh,
he's like, "I
yum.
can't," and I was like, "No."
No, no. Aren't you
Or
listening
like,
to us?
or we were at the store and he was like, he found salmon burgers and he's like, "Can we do this for this week?"
Mm.
And I turned it over and I said, "No." And he was like, "Why?" I was like, "One patty is 35 grams of fat, sir."
Oh my gosh.
And he was like,
Wow.
"How much is in like a fillet?" I was like, "Not that."
Not that
And so
much.
then,
Yeah.
and then as I was looking at the ingredients, because they put a bunch of egg yolks in it to help bind it.
To bind it. Yes. Yes. Actually,
Mhm.
I just bought salmon. Do you know how expensive it is? Like, I bought the wild Alaskan
Insane.
salmon.
Yeah, that same pack.
$55
Yeah,
for
so
a
that
pack
same pack
frozen.
here is about $49.
Oh my gosh. But I got it anyways because I'm like,
You buy the wild
the
sockeye one.
wild,
Yeah.
yeah, wild sockeye salmon. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
but whatever. I
But
mean,
we're
I eat it
sticking to
twice.
cod right now because it's just leaner.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I guess I just want the
Just right
fats
now.
too, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you
So,
have clearly you have a hard time hitting your fats. I don't.
I don't, I don't. I don't have a hard time hitting my fats. I have a hard time hitting my calorie range sometimes. Just it's off by a little bit, but now like with the 12:30, oh, I've been on point, girl. Like
Okay,
I've been hitting
because
it.
now you have a system and a flow. So
Yes.
let's rewind back to front loading protein and why it's
Yes.
important. And I'll speak to myself, because so Monday through Friday is not a problem for me because everything is planned out, mapped out, tracked already, because I'm going to work. So I have all my meals ready to go. Now
Yep.
weekends are when it gets a little touch and go for me, because um I do have a plan, but sometimes like yesterday I have to divert. Like we ended up eating our lunch late, so it became quote unquote dinner. So I
Mm.
had to open
I
up
saw that.
everything. Yeah. And it was too much food. I had to come back
Yeah.
to it later. And I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God. But this is why front loading protein is so good, especially if you are not a pre planner and you kind of are one of those like fly by the seat of your pants throughout the day you're logging.
Mm.
Because if let's say for me, my protein goal is 130. If I am only doing 25 grams of protein for my very first meal and I don't end up eating 3 meals total for the week for that day, now I'm
Mhm.
chasing my tail and I'm having to have such a large amount of protein in one sitting to try to even get even close to that
Yeah.
95% goal range. So that's why I strongly recommend that if you just get it in early, it's easier because let's say
Mhm.
your goal is 130 and you've hit like 80 by noon or by your second meal. Now your third meal, like, okay, cool. Now that's a little bit more manageable. Or you get 100 even
Yeah.
before it's more manageable. Most of the time, my breakfast on the weekends is a 50 to 60
50.
grams of
Yep.
protein.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. There you go. Right? Like and you and I are and we're hitting the higher targets. Like right now I'm at 150 and then when we're just in maintenance, for me it's like more like 120, 130, right?
Oh, see,
But
I'm the
one
opposite. My maintenance is like 150, 160, and then we
okay.
dropped me
Yeah.
down just so I could
But
have,
different reasons, right? Like we're
yeah.
both in two different types of even fat loss phases, really, right? I'm doing something completely different. And I don't like meat. And so I am so this is a little bit difficult for me to get in my protein. And when I go back to maintenance, like I'm actually thinking of not thinking, I'm already like gonna be moving towards more plant-based, like
Oh yeah,
tofu and
you talked to me about
things
that.
like that. I talked to you about that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because like yeah, a lot of meat just kind of grosses me out, right? So anyways, okay, so I think we covered that off really well.
yeah.
Now let's talk about like
Want to talk about cardio,
total
or you want to talk about steps?
steps. Let's talk about
Steps.
steps
Okay.
and steps and cardio almost is the same, like can be for me. It can be the same thing in the sense of like if I'm hopping on the treadmill just to get some steps in and I haven't done my cardio, that'll just turn into a cardio session as well. And then whatever
Okay.
time I have remaining, I'll just go back to a lower pace and more of a like casual kind of whatever, right? So that's something that like I have sworn by for most of my journey, except for the beginning. Again, seasons of life, kids, it wasn't always possible. I remember having to break up not only my training sessions, but anytime, I was on the treadmill. Oh my God, even recently, like last 4, 5, 6 months, it's like, Mom, wipe my butt. Mom, I want a snack. Mom, so constantly getting
Mhm.
off the treadmill as well.
Yeah.
But front loading steps is just steps and or cardio is again, you just did it this morning. I meant to do it this morning, but I didn't have a chance. And now I am going to be chasing that all day because it's going to be a busy day after my training. Like after this podcast, I go to training, come back. I'm going to have to get some steps in, but then I'm taking my kids to a movie and then I'm going to have to come back and get steps in again. Whereas if I had just done that 1 hour in the morning, I would have been golden, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
But
that is the point of doing
so
it.
here exactly. So here's the point here where you kind of just took it all the way home is that for me, mine is done.
Yep.
I did my 60 minutes of cardio today because I have to clock 120 for the week. And now I'm set up to where I only have to do 30 minutes 2 more times this week.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
something that I've done for myself where I've had to
Yep.
sit and have that self-awareness of like me and my habits and my moods where I'm
Yep.
like, okay, listen, bucket like suck it up, buttercup, get
Yep.
60 minutes done on a Sunday, you can. And because
Yeah.
again I was doing it in the evening and I was fucking making myself miserable because again now here it is
There
looming
you go.
over my head like
Yep.
I've got to get it done, I've got to get it done, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it done by 4 o'clock, and then here's 4 o'clock and I'm still not done, and then now it's 5 o'clock because the days got filled like we've always said in the
Yeah.
past. And then
Yep.
so now I'm like, I have to be intentional about this.
Yep.
Let's not take it out on my family because the day got filled up. It's not their fault.
Mm.
So now get
Mhm.
your ass up out of bed, make it intentional, get it done in the morning, and then now it's just out of the way. And now I
Yeah.
could because I
Yep.
know like I have a set schedule on Sundays of what I have to do, but now it's like that's done. It's out of the way.
Way.
And
Yep.
then now it's easier through the week because I was doing 40, 40, 40 3 times through the week. And I noticed
Right.
that life would happen.
Right.
People would throw things my way where it's like I'd have to take a step back and then it's like, okay, I don't have time for 40 minutes. I have time for 30 minutes. But now again, I'm chasing my tail through the week, trying to catch
Mhm.
up. And then again,
Mhm.
it's like it's always looming at me. So now it's like I
Mm.
can rest easy for today, where you now it's going to be ruminating, like where you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional about getting it done. Not
Mhm.
saying that you can't, but now it's going to take a lot of thought and effort on your part,
Yep.
where a lot of people are not going to care. They're going to be like, fuck it, I didn't get it done. And they're just going to strike it out for the day and say, fuck it.
Yep. And so I'm actually gonna have to I moved the movie time a little bit later so that I can not only get it done before, I can get it done
Mhm.
after. Otherwise, if I do it right after I come back from my session, get ready, take them, now I have no steps in, and I don't wanna be spending any more time doing it in the evening, right?
Yeah.
And you're right, and also, like, now that my son's in school, my little one's in, preschool a couple days a week, when they come back from school, like, there's so much to do. You know that too. There's homework. Your kids are a bit older, but still, they got homework. They might
Mhm.
need us. Their dinner. Like we have dinner early at 4 because that's just what works. That's another hack. Like my kids will eat their entire food if they're having dinner at 4. Then there's snacks, and then there's like, oh, we want to play or we want to kind of, just have family time. Like, or now we're coming into spring. Like start come May, they've had a little bit of a break from activities. Now it's going to be activities starting May.
Mhm. 'Cause now the
So,
weather's nice.
like baseball starts,
Yeah,
my son's in swimming, and gymnastics for my little one as well, and it's like, okay, so 3 or 4 weekdays are gonna be an activity here and there, and in between, I don't wanna be coming back at, like, 6, 7 trying to get on the treadmill when I have to get my kids to bed by 7:30.
yeah,
There's that
yeah,
too. So you have to look at your schedule. If you can, this is all if you can, if it suits your life. But for the
yeah.
most part, I think once your kids are more independent, usually after the age of 4, you should be able to start setting up some sort of semblance of a schedule. It doesn't mean that you have to stick to it perfectly, but it does mean that you
Just some
can.
kinda guideline that helps you
Yes.
kinda
Yes.
rein it in a little bit. Because you and I both know, we attest to this all the time that, like,
Yeah.
you have a plan and then life says, "Fuck you. Fuck your
Oh, it
plan."
always says "fuck you." Yeah, always. Oh, we're sick. We're going like in the last 2 weeks, I've been to like 7 medical appointments for various things.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
you
for me though
know?
too, even on the weekends, I have to be intentional about my steps because Monday through Friday when I'm at work, I don't because I'm an X-ray tech by
Yeah,
day or I'm moving all day. So the step thing is not even an issue for me, but I know I'm here, I'm at home. I am busy at home, but I'm not moving. So I've also had to be intentional in this fat loss phase
yeah,
to make sure that I get those steps in. So yesterday morning, got up, took the dog out for a walk. My little one wasn't feeling well, so she didn't come with me, but it was intentional. Like I needed to make sure I started my day with steps.
yeah, yeah, and same here, like, I work from home, so I have it now built in with certain clients. We are on our walking pads or treadmill or whatever. So I know there's certain days with those client calls that's already built in for me. So I don't have to actually even think about it. I just have to think about like be intentional about doing it with that client. And the days that I don't and I'm more at my desk and, then, yeah, then I have to be, right? Then it's like, okay, get it in now because then you got these calls or you got a coaching call or you got this or that and you're going to be seated for that. So do
Yeah.
it, right? Like for Friday,
Mhm.
Aram's calls that we go on, hop on, like you're driving to work, but I'm always on. That's built in for me. I'm going to go on that call. So I'm going to be on my treadmill.
But
This is,
I did work
yeah,
on Friday and I was on my treadmill too. We
you
were both
were.
on our treadmills on
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I
And
knew I was gonna be stuck because floors were getting done and I knew I probably wasn't gonna be moving. So I started the day after the call was done. I think I had like 7,000 by the time the
yeah.
call was done.
And the steps are obviously it's arbitrary. Like it depends on where you're at. Meet yourself where you're at and do a little bit more. It doesn't have to be 7. It doesn't have to be 10. It doesn't have to be 12. It doesn't have to be 15. But whatever it is, the more is better. I mean, at the end of the day, more is more, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's your lifestyle. For me, it's 15. That is what I do. 15 plus whatever I get above and beyond whatever. But that is where I'm at, and I'm in, and I still, you still, we both are really gonna tell you guys this, like we both have to be intentional about it. We still have to choose to do it. Are our bodies on autopilot in a sense? Yeah, like that's what I feel, but mentally we still have to think about doing the thing. And
Yeah.
and as moms, because naturally, the to-do list and we manage and navigate everything. Everything. No, I'm kidding. Most things, we have to see how we can fit that in between those things, between medical appointments, between school drop-offs, between work, between whatever your day looks like. this is not to say it's easy for us. It's just that we've been doing it long enough now that we have systems in place.
Yeah.
We're really also aware of the benefits. And so our values come into play insofar as, like, if you think about motivation is concerned, the motivation is intrinsic in that we are very much about our health and wellness. And so it, yes, there are days that we don't wanna do it, and some days maybe we don't, we're honest about it, but most days, even when we don't wanna do it, we do it. So, it's
Because
not
we know
fucking
how much
easy.
value it adds to our lives and how much deep down how important it is to us
Exactly.
despite the voices telling us, and nagging at us that we don't feel like it today. We know that
Yeah.
it's important.
Yes. So I think that covers that part of it, and cardio too, again, like, because I'm hopping on the treadmill to get my step sometimes it's just to get steps, but now when it's just to get my steps, I actually just do my cardio session in that time frame as well. So,
Oh, okay.
I've made that switch now instead of, like, saying, "I'm just doing cardio." I'm like, "Okay, well, if I'm doing my steps, get your" because if I'm like, honestly, every day I'm spending an hour on the treadmill just for my steps anyways. And so now I've said to myself, okay, in that hour, do 30 to 45 minutes zone two. And that way I'm getting my 150
Okay.
plus minutes of zone two a week, right?
Okay. Yeah,
And
you
then
answered
plus
my
I'm getting my step.
question. So
Yes. Okay.
you're ramping up the intensity a little bit versus like if you're front loading, your intensity is a little bit different than if you're trying to mash it into a cardio
Yes.
session. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And so if I'm done my 30, 40 minutes and I drop it way back, because I'm on an incline of like 8 and doing 3 miles per
Okay.
hour for my, zone two right now, right?
Mhm.
And what else was I gonna say about the walking? There was something else. Shoot. See? No. Squirrel
Sorry,
brain.
I interrupted you.
Oh, that's okay. Um,
I mean, you were talking
yeah.
about like mashing it in. It's just something that you started doing. Like if you do your walking, now you're integrating your cardio.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure it'll come up, but
Okay.
anyways, just go walk, like, walking's good for you.
Yeah, so
Go get your
I
steps
I
in.
have like just a traditional walking pad, so I can't incline it.
Okay,
So what I do to help ramp up the intensity, is I actually before I start because I'll actually start jogging too on it. But
okay,
before that, I'll do about so if I have my like today, I have my 60-minute session. For the first 25 minutes, I actually have my weighted vest on,
okay,
to
there you
help
go.
with the intensity because now it's just adding weight. Nothing more
Right,
than that. It's not it's not deeper than other than just making it harder for my cardiovascular system. Then I'll take it
right,
off and then I'll just kind of walk to kind of settle everything down. And then I'll just do light jogging, like intervals in between that on the walking pad.
right.
But if I had a treadmill that had an incline, I would just fucking incline that shit and call it
Oh,
a day.
yeah, yeah, like, I know, and I've been noticing, I'm like, "Oh my god, I have to keep increasing," like, I'm like, "Sweet," like,
Oh, because you're getting better. Yeah.
I'm obviously improving, right? And,
Hmm.
yeah, and it didn't come to me like, listen, I didn't do cardio for the longest time. Like, it's probably in the last, like, year, less than a year that I actually really started incorporating it.
Hmm.
More so now in the last, like, 6 months. But prior to that, and so again, we didn't start like this. I just want our audience to know we started, either
I
just
would drag
walking.
my feet for cardio.
Yes. Yes. So don't think you have to do all these things right now. Just if you're not walking, walk. That's it. You'll get to cardio eventually. Like, yeah. So I think that's what I wanted to preface that with as
Oh,
well
okay.
before we started talking about
It's
it.
true. We talk
Okay.
about that. You
Yeah.
gotta, what is it? You
Yeah.
gotta crawl before you walk, walk before you run. So it's like meet yourself where you're at and be okay with that. And don't
Exactly.
compare
Exactly.
your journey to somebody else's journey. You're walking.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
You weren't
I know.
walking. Now you are.
I know.
Like
I
two
know.
snaps and a
Right.
clap, you know?
Two steps at a clap.
I think that's just
um,
so hard for people because they just want to compare. They want to hurry up and get to where they want to be. And that's going to be where you throw yourself into the black hole of abyss where you're worried about where
hmm.
everybody else is at. Like,
Yeah.
don't
You
worry about
can't.
where you're at.
Yeah, you can't, right? You just gotta do you, right? And, I can hit my steps because of the way that my life is right now and what I do for a living. If I was doing something else, it might be different. So don't
You would just
compare.
have to plan differently. That's all.
Yeah, yeah,
You would have to come
yep,
up with a different system, and that's the thing that we reiterate to our clients and to the people in our ecosystems on, our socials is that you have to figure out a system that works for you. We can
yeah,
give you all the tips, the tricks, and how it works for us, but you're at the end of the day, your life is not our life. Or your life,
yeah,
yes, your life is not our life and vice versa. So you can pull from all the different little tidbits that people are giving and then create something that works for you. But again, that's where coaching is helpful because we
Mhm.
can sit down and say, okay, what does your day look like? Can we maybe
Mhm.
do this? Can we maybe do that? Try this. It didn't work. Okay, well then let's revamp it and tweak it and let's try this instead. It's
Yeah.
people think that there's like just one way or one answer. It's not. It's literally, we'll say it again, fucking around and finding out. That's the
Yeah,
only way you
exactly.
figure it out.
It's all trial and error, it's all practice, it's all reps, and you hear this every episode, right? We always say practice and reps, that's
That's the
all this
truth.
is.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
what I'm doing today in my fat loss phase is not what I did January 26th when I started. I've had to
And
revamp it and tweak it to where I'm like, okay, this feels better. But it
yeah,
was
and
again me
what I'm
trying.
learning yeah, and what I'm learning in this my aggressive fat loss phase, it's kinda crazy, like, like, you're always learning different
Would you do it
things,
again?
yes, actually,
Okay.
we'll see, I don't know, I was just saying the
Would
other
you do
day.
it again?
No, I was just saying to Sean, I was like, "Oh, I don't think I'm so glad there's only 2 weeks left on this."
Oh, that's it
Because
for the
3 weeks, so
1200?
we're doing yeah, so 12 and you shouldn't, not you shouldn't, but, like, the whole point of this is, can we do it in just, like, 2 small increments is what it is time-wise.
Get in, get out
Because
fast.
because it's hard to stay in that zone for too long. So you do it for 2 to 3 weeks, you get out, take a break. If you want to come back, like maybe do another 2, 3 weeks, cool. But it's not meant to be done forever for that long at that low of a calories. And again, and that's still with like a skilled dieter, like it's a skilled approach. So it's not where this is not for everyone. Please don't like
This is not
take
somebody
this
in
out of
diapers.
context. Yes, exactly. Right. So would I do it again? Yes. I don't know. Well, time will tell. I think this week, I'll have a better idea because I think things like hunger suppression, things like those kick in too. So there's like physiological responses as well, right? So I think the first week is always harder. But anyways, okay, let's moving on. I'll talk about that tomorrow on my live. Um,
Oh, that's right.
yes.
What else do we need to talk about? Friend loading. We talked about
Oh,
protein. We talked about
training.
training. Mm.
Basically training, if you're training, depending on how often, again, same thing. I was just telling Andrew last week, I go, because I went for a 7 o'clock session, 7 p.m. Oh, man. I
Last
was
night?
like, no, the other day. Yeah. Like
Oh,
my couple days ago, I went at 7 p.m. Because I got to fit it in, right? Like he has
yeah.
a set schedule. And so if there's and I don't. And so if there's a cancellation, he always fits me in when I can get in because I can't get in all the time either. And so today I'm going at 12, which is good because I can eat my lunch and go. Um, because I gotta be fueled, man. now,
No,
now
for
I'm like, I
sure.
gotta be fueled.
For sure, because you're
Uh,
already low on calories. I can't imagine
I
you going like
know.
not eating. Yeah, for
Oh my
sure.
gosh, yes. And like, so so for me, it's like I was telling him, like, I'd rather get my workouts done during the day, whether it's afternoon, morning, whatever. I have to eat if I'm home by myself, I'd have to do it. I have to drag myself in the evenings. And now because I have a schedule and I say, okay, I'm working on these days, outside of this, if I don't do it that day, then like, well, there's other things, right? And so I
Yeah.
have to force myself in the evenings. I hate working out in the evenings. Hate it. I hate training in
Same.
the evenings. There you
Same.
go.
It's like the
So
bane of my existence. If I don't get it done first thing in the morning before work, it's not going to happen.
and then
It
you're just
will
like,
not.
fuck, fuck, right? Like in your
Mhm.
head, you're just like, fuck, fuck, fuck. I should have just done it. I should have just done
But
it.
also, it's not reasonable for me to think that I can come home after work
Yes.
and get it done when I still have a whole slew of other things to get done. So for
Yeah.
me, it's just worked out. Like I was not, let me preface it with this. I was not a fucking morning person, like a morning workout
No.
person. I hated that shit too. So I hate working out in the nights and I also hated waking up early to work out. But guess what?
Yeah.
It's got to get done. So what is the
Yes.
path of least resistance for me? Getting my ass up early. My kids are more independent, getting them set up for whatever it is they need to get set up on and check out and go to the gym in my garage,
Right.
which is again where we lowered the barrier of entry for me by creating a
Yes.
gym in my garage.
Yep.
So now it's like, okay, I have no excuses. I have it right. It's fucking 10 feet away. Get your ass in the gym, go get it done.
Yep.
And like
Yep.
people
Same
think I'm
here.
wild, like, cause they see me walking in, like, cause I will literally end my gym session, clean up whatever I need to clean up. Don't even change for work. I have my clothes already in my bag, and I'm
Right.
walking into work with like 3 bags: my backpack, which is my personal bag, my lunchbox, and my gym bag where I have my
Yeah.
clothes and shoes in. They're like, what? I'm like, I've had a fucking full day already. What are you talking about? Why are you
I
looking at me crazy?
know. I know. You're like, this is my, we talk about second shift. You're like, my first shift, my second shift, and my
Next
third
shift,
starts when I
third
get
shift.
home. Right? Third shift starts, yeah, when you
And
get
that's
home.
not a flex. I'm just saying this again, this is the systems that I have to adhere to for me to be
Yeah.
able to maintain this lifestyle and this body.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. And I will like often, I have to, it's a mindset shift, but I have to prioritize the training over the steps on those days. I'm like, no, your training comes first, your steps second, even though my steps are non-negotiable as well, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah, like I have to, play that game in my head as well. So it's just really, I mean, I don't like this is what front loading is just getting in as much as you can, maximizing, the benefits of doing it earlier in the day because it just prevents so much mental fatigue, I think.
It
Really is
lowers
what
your
it is.
angst, it lowers
Yeah.
your worry. It's just like your school assignments. I mean, I was the queen
Yeah.
of procrastination
Oh,
and
me
saving it to the
too.
last minute, but like it just creates that bubble of just overwhelm, angst that you just don't want. So if you're
No.
just showing up and doing it, whether it's something that you have to do earlier in the day, so that way you're not chasing your tail at night, or earlier in the week, so you're not chasing your tail at
Yeah.
the end of the week, so be it. But that's where it requires you to be so fucking honest with yourself and knowing your
Yes.
habits and knowing like how you are as a person. I know how I am as a person. And if I don't get my training sessions in, well, see, I train 4 times a week, like strength.
Right.
So I don't have a lot of wiggle room. But like for somebody who only trains 2 or 3 times a week, where you
Becomes,
have
yep.
that wiggle room because there's 7 days, get that shit done early. Get it done early
Yep.
so that way it's just like checked off and you're like, I can breathe. It's one less thing I have to worry about.
Carmie and I hate like right now, like it's different when I go work out with my trainer because like there's accountability built in. Like you have to, you
Yeah.
go there, you show up, you do the thing. But when it's all you, and when it is during the week, it's like I prefer and you prefer, we prefer to get our stuff done during the week versus weekends because, again, weekends are busy. You have kids, you have
Hmm.
events, you have birthday
Yeah.
parties, you have so much going on. Can you still get it done? Yes. But do I want to be thinking about it? No. So I'd rather not if I don't have to. Right.
Yeah.
So you guys have to figure out what works for you, your system. Just know that don't do all things at once. Okay. We already know that. Just start with where you're at and don't I didn't prioritize a fiber for the longest time. I didn't. And it wasn't and even with my clients, like we don't start getting into fiber until we're a few months in and we've nailed down protein and some other things and then we start looking not not that I'm not looking at where they're at, but it gives me a good idea of where they were and where we
Yeah.
can take them next, right? You want to slowly introduce these things. Just don't do it all at once, period. That's it.
You also don't want to scare them away and overwhelm them. They're like, wait, I have to think about
I
this now.
know. It's so funny. I was talking to my cousin the other or yesterday, his wife, and both of them, and she was like, "Yeah, he's backloading now." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like,
What's
"He didn't get."
backloading?
He's, she's like, "He didn't get to front load this morning, so he's backloading now,
Oh,
trying to get it in."
so now he's chasing his tail. So that's okay. That's I like that.
I'm like,
Can we
"I like
coin that?
that." Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah. Let's
front load,
start
so you're not
using that.
backloading.
Yeah,
That's actually perfect.
I know. I'm like cracking up. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're so right. I need to go backload."
Yeah, you need to backload.
Oh.
I'm already front loaded. I'm good.
I'll be so backloading. Like, oh, anyways. All right. Well, with that, I hope that helped. I love that we were able to focus in and really just speak to one topic this week and we weren't all over the place.
Not a lot, just maybe a
Not a
little.
lot.
It's
A
okay.
little. We always
It's in our
that's
nature.
yeah, that is our persona. Um So with that, if you love this episode, you think someone can benefit from it, please share, like, and subscribe to YouTube, which I still have to do.
Fail. God, how are you even
Fail,
going to tell everybody that right now? They're gonna be like, she
girl.
don't even subscribe to her own YouTube
I
page. Why should
know,
we?
I know. I have to sign up. I was on Sam when I did Sam's podcast there at the end. He's like, "Oh, where can people find you?" I'm like, "Instagram." He's like, "Your podcast." I'm like, "Oh yeah, my podcast." And I'm like, Oh, I'm gonna fuck up the name. I'm like, I never intro it, and I did.
You're like, I did.
I did.
It's okay. I intro it and I still fuck it up sometimes. So
I almost have to have it written down.
sometimes there's like
Eh,
a play by play in my head, like don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up. And
don't fuck
then
it up.
usually when
Yeah,
I'm saying don't fuck it up is when I fuck it
you
up.
fuck it up. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, okay. Well, with that, we'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye.
Bye bye.